Welcome to episode 2 of Dremel Like a Boss YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about which Dremel is right for you. This comes from stage 3 in my program, all about the Dremel. Out of all the questions, this is definitely the question I get asked the most. By far, I always get asked, what Dremel should I buy? Hands down, this is the question I get all the time. So I do have a guide, a free guide, where I compare 4 Dremels, and that will be at www.forposiedrift.com/Dremel guide. Okay, so you can download that guide at any time, and that will, I have a comparison chart, and you can kind of see a range and the differences between them. So for today, though, I just want to go, I want to review 2 Dremels because I want to just make it easy, because there's really, to me, there's kind of just 2 camps. And so I really just want to talk about those 2 camps and give you a recommendation for each one of those options, okay? So, and I have them here, and I'm actually, well, I have similar ones here. So the first one I want to talk about is I want to talk about a beginner Dremel. When people come into my program, a lot of them come in with fearful dogs, whether they're sound sensitive dogs or they're just not ready to be touched. There's a lot of things you have to think about. So I researched a beginner option for a Dremel. The other thing I like about this Dremel is it's inexpensive. So the first one I want to talk about is a beginner Dremel, and I use Casfy, C-A-S-F-U-Y. You can just get it on Amazon. It's about $30. It's a great Dremel if you are just not sure if this is for you, or if you just, as a human, need to practice using the tool. Okay, so not only is maybe your dog not confident yet, maybe the human's not confident yet. So again, it's kind of hard for me to say to people, hey, go invest in $100 or a $200 item when they're really just not sure what this whole journey is about in the first place. So the beginner Dremel I recommend is C-A-S-F-U-Y, and you can get it on Amazon. It does come with a diamond bit. It is a very low quality diamond bit, but that's what's on the machine. And it has a lot of the same things that more expensive models have. So you kind of can just see what this whole thing is about and upgrade later. So a lot of my clients will kind of start with this, and then by the time they leave stage 3, they've upgraded to a better product. Okay? So what's great about this tool, so this is it, it's Casfy, is it's quiet. It's a very, very quiet tool. It is battery operated. Well, not battery operated, it's a USB. It's very quiet. So if you have a sound sensitive dog, this is the best one to start with until you are over that. Until you've desensitized sound, this is the best one to start with. And it's really low vibration. Now, the reason it is very low vibration is because it's only it only goes up to 10,000 RPMs. And so that is why it's quiet, and that is why the vibration is so mild, because it's not very powerful. So that's the con to it. It's not very powerful, which is why normally my clients will upgrade eventually. So this is also great for puppies. So if you have a puppy or if you're getting a puppy and you want to start that whole process when they're young, this is a great tool to start for a puppy. Because again, low vibration, very quiet. So it's just a great tool to get the dog used to something vibrating on their nail. Okay? So it has a cap on it. Some of my clients will Dremel with the cap on. I don't. I like to use the entire surface of my Dremel. So the way I move around, so I like to have the cap off when I Dremel. So I'm going to turn it on just so you guys can hear it. See, it's super quiet. Super quiet. It's hardly vibrating in my hand. Very easy tool. And it does have a light, which is nice. Okay? So that's the beginner tool. And again, because it's only 10,000 RPM at the most, it does have a lower, I think it's 8,000 and 10,000. So you could start off with 8 and move up to 10,000 if you wanted to. It's going to be hard to get a lot of nail off quickly with this tool. Now, if you have a small dog or a cat, this may be a better tool as well, okay? So, but because it only goes to 10,000 RPM, it's going to take a lot to get nail off, and it's going to take a long time. And sometimes, as we actually want the process to be faster so that the dogs don't have to endure it for so long. So again, you may not be able to stay at this tool very long, or it may just not be a good fit for you. Okay? All right, so that's the beginner tool. After the beginner tool, then I usually recommend that you upgrade to a more substantial product. Anything above this type of tool is going to be between $100 and $200. That's going to be your investment into a really good Dremel product. And that's when you get to have more variable speeds. So other tools will be like, will go up to 20,000 or 25,000 RPM. My opinion is the sweet spot for Dremeling a dog's nails is 15,000 RPM. That's my sweet spot. That's what I Dremel my dog's nails with, is at 15,000. I do know people that go higher. I like 15. I'm comfortable there. My dog's comfortable there. I feel like it's a safer RPM than trying to go to 20,000. Okay? So that's my recommendation is 15,000 RPM. And what also happens when you get to a faster speed is even though it's louder and there's sometimes, I don't want to say more vibration, it's a bigger tool. But because it has more power, sometimes that's easier on the team because then you can really put pressure on the nail, get the nail done in faster time, and you can actually keep the tool from skipping on the nail. Sometimes with a lower power tool, you're going to get skipping on the nail. And sometimes that's hard for the dog. So that's why it's never just cut and dry what tool's great. That's why I like to suggest the $30 product. You get used to that. You get used to handling a tool around your dog. Your dog gets used to something on their nails. And then I do recommend that most people upgrade because you're going to want more power so that you can Dremel faster and Dremel smoother. You can kind of, once you really know how to use the tool, you can really make it more pleasurable for your dog. Okay? So, the next one I'm going to recommend, it's not the one I have, but I want to give you a definite recommendation without saying this one, this one, this one. Again, download the guide at www.fourpawsadrift.com/Dremel guide to see all the options I recommend. But the one I'm going to talk about today is from groomersbestfriend.com. Okay, groomersbestfriend.com. That is a Diamond G Dremel. That is the next, it's more expensive than the Cafe, but it's not as expensive as mine that I'm going to just show you today because I just want you to hear it. So it's a Diamond G product, and they have their own high quality diamond bits. So you would want to get the Diamond G Dremel with the diamond bits, all right? And that's going to take you, like I said, between $100 and $200, okay? So this tool, that tool goes up to 25,000 RPM, so you can set it 10, 15, 5, 20, whatever you want to use. It has a high quality diamond bit, which is what keeps you heating up the nail and burning your dog. So that's the advantage of using a diamond bit, is that it keeps the heat down so that you're not burning the dog. I really recommend that you get away from sandpaper type of rotary tools and go to, even if it's a low quality diamond bit, like on the Cafe. Okay, so I want to turn on for you, so this is my tool. My tool is a Dremel Micro with a diamond groove from Whitman, but this is a discontinued Dremel, not the bit though. I want to just turn it on so you can hear the difference, okay? So this is very similar to what the Diamond G is going to be. And it's not bad. This is not bad. It's just more of a tool, and it does make more noise. So then let me turn this one on again. See the difference? So that's Cafe. This is a higher quality tool. Okay, so that's the difference. If your dog is sound sensitive, upgrading right away could be a real shock to them, and you can use an inexpensive tool to really kind of bring them along slower, so that you can work them up to a better tool. Okay, so those are, like I said, the Diamond G cordless tool from Groomer's Best Friend is kind of the next one up from the Cafe. Again, you still get an LED light, you get variable speed, it's still a light tool in your hand, it's cordless, it's just more expensive and more powerful. So that's kind of my recommendation. And like I said, when people ask me, I can't just say get this tool, because sometimes starting your dog on a high-powered tool is not necessarily the right thing to do. Sometimes you have to ease them into it. And like I said, for young dogs, like puppies, it's great to just maybe start them out with a smaller tool, just to get them used to it first. Okay? All right, I hope that was helpful. And download that free guide, and I hope to see you again soon.